morning, it's Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. We'll be looking at the MACDs, the moving averages and the day support, resistance and pivot levels. It is Monday, the 23rd of November. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar, bearish start to the morning here. Gonna need to see Bitcoin move back through the pivot at 18,256 to support a run at the first major resistance level, saying at 18,868. Support from the broader market is going to be needed for Bitcoin to break out from yesterday's high. That was 18,732. So buying extended crypto rally on the day. Expect that first major resistance level and last week's high, sitting at 18,945 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, could see Bitcoin test the second major resistance level at 19,343 with resistance at 19,500 to cap any upside. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 17,781 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay clear of sub 17,500 levels. Second major support level sits at 17,169. Looking at the MACD, we've got a marked narrowing of the bullish histograms and a possible bearish cross there. So I need to keep an eye on that this morning. That's supporting the pullback. On the EMAs, we're also seeing the 50 narrow on the 100 and the 200 also suggesting a bearish morning ahead. So failure to move through that pivot level at 18,256 would bring the support levels into play. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bearish start. Going to need to see Ethereum avoid the pivot at 551.26 to take a run at its first major resistance level, saying at 591.36. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from yesterday's late high at 581.8, however. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level to cap any upside. In the event of breakout, could see Ethereum test resistance at 610 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 621.9. Fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 520.72 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 500. Second major support level sits at 480.12. Looking at the MACD's got a narrowing of the bullish histograms, but no bearish cross yet, so keep an eye on that. On the EMAs, we are seeing the 50 flatten on the 100 and the 200, however, the two indicators supporting this early morning pullback. So key through the early part of the day, move back through the pivot 551.26, it's just fallen back through to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and you got support levels in play for the day. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Litecoin move back through the pivot at 82.99 to bring the first major resistance level at 87.97 into play. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from 85 levels, however. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and the latest high of 88.56 to cap any upside. In the event of breakout, could see Litecoin test the second major resistance level at 92.99 and resistance at 95. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 77.97 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay well clear of the second major support level, sitting at 72.59. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a bearish cross this morning. Supporting this early pullback, we're also seeing the 50 narrow on the 100 and the 200 also suggest a bearish morning ahead. So failure to move back through the pivot at 82.99 will bring sub 80s and support levels into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also bearish this morning. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP move back through the pivot at 0.4496 to take a run at the first major resistance level, sitting at 0.4951. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break back through to 0.49 levels. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and yesterday's high at 0.498 to cap any upside. Failure to move through the pivot will bring the first major support level sitting at 0.4011 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should avoid sub 0.4s. Second major support level sits at 0.3556. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bearish histogram after yesterday's late bearish cross, supporting this early pullback. 50 MA flattening marginally against the 100 and the 200, also supporting some early downside. So key through the early part of the day would be to move back through the pivot at 0.4496 and back through to 0.48 levels to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and you've got support levels in play.